Both sons in the story are spiritual orphans. To illustrate the point further, Jesus told them this story. A man had 2 sons. The younger son told his father, I want my share of your estate now before you die. So his father agreed to divide the wealth between his sons. So he returned home to his father, and while he was a long way off, his father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son and embraced him and kissed him. And his son said, Father, I've sinned. Get a ring for his finger and sandals for his feet. So let's look at the younger brother. He was an orphan by choice. He decided that he no longer wanted to be part of the family. It wasn't that he didn't have a good family. Apparently, he had a very loving father. But he decided he wanted to live for other things than relationship. When the father sees the son a long way off, I think it says in the King James, he sees him from a distance. He runs to the son. What does that tell you about the father's heart? Sometimes I think we have a distorted view. All of us come into a relationship with God with a distorted view of who God really is. We think he's too harsh. Let's look at the elder brother's story. It says, meanwhile, in verse 25, the older son was in the fields working, and when he returned home, he heard music and dancing in the house. And when he asked one of the servants what was going on, your brother is back, he was told, and your father has killed the fattened calf, and we are celebrating because of his safe return. The older brother was angry and wouldn't go in. All these years I've slaved for you and never once refused to do a single thing you told me to do. And in all that time, you never gave me even one young goat for a feast with all my friends. The elder son seemed to have no communication or intimacy with the father. Isn't that astounding? He didn't really know the father's heart. He could have asked in a moment, the father would have said, hey, bring all your friends, let's have a party. Why do you think the elder son didn't know that? He lived in fear because he really didn't have relationship with the father. He was working to get the father's approval and get the father's love. He had the heart of an orphan even though he was a son. And he lived in father's house with an orphan spirit, not really understanding the favor and love that he had. He felt like he had been shortchanged. The elder son always had the father's favor and love. All the father had was his. He never asked. There was no communication and relationship. The elder son worked for love instead of working from love. Can I tell you that many Christians are the same way? They're working hard to be accepted by God, and they never feel like they're going to measure up. And I'm telling you, these are people that have been born again, that have prayed for forgiveness, but there's a wound in their heart that's still there that keeps them from receiving the love of the Father.